Though they may grow, stagnate, prolong, or cling, all things are destined to an end. For as long as life has existed, it has struggled through the use of its body to maintain its health. The work that all animals tirelessly apply themselves to their entire lives is for the sake of serving the body's needs of food, water, and protection. Though, however hard we may struggle, it is never worth more than the mere prolongment of life and health. Whatever or however much work is done, the end inevitably comes. Thousands of years ago in Iran, a farmer must have lived a strenuous life. He struggled from day till night, working his bones until they got weak and stiff. Though he led an active and well-fed life, it unavoidably came to an end as he reached old age. His wife and daughter were by his bedside as he faded out of consciousness. Soon all that was left was a soulless corpse. Though they loved him dearly, his wife and daughter did not cling to the corpse for very long, as they were Zoroastrians. Zoroastrianism was the primary religion of Iran at the time, and it is defined by its belief in the forces of good, known as Asha, and evil, known as Druj. On this earth, health is a good thing, but the farmer had just run out of it. His healthless corpse was vulnerable, and this allows the forces of Druj to contaminate it. There is a corpse deva named Nasu, which senses lifeless cadavers and inhabits them, a deva being a demon, an entity of Druj. For this reason, human contact with the corpse is kept to a minimum. Additionally, the other Asha forces of the world, like fire, water, and earth, were not to come in contact with the corpse, for it would contaminate their purity. A magus, which is a Zoroastrian priest, brought a dog to watch over the corpse in order to check if Nasu had entered yet or not, as they believed the dog's gaze could see and maybe even deter that force of Druj. This ritual is called Sagdig, which is Farsi for dog seen. Two men carry the farmer's corpse off far from home, making sure it does not make contact with other people or the ground. They take it to the top of a tall hill, where the Tower of Silence, which they called the Dakhma, awaits, a massive open-top ring structure, where nothing but corpses and bones lived. The two men lay the farmer's corpse there and leave, off to cleanse themselves of the contamination. Over some time, the corpse is devoured by vultures, leaving only bones. After the bones are sun-bleached and rain-washed, they are taken and put away in an ossuary, marking the end of this farmer's story on earth. This ritual was standard practice for Zoroastrian deaths, being over 3,000 years old. It was explicitly conveyed to the prophet Zoroaster what to do with the corpses when he asked his good god, Ahura Mazda, "Where, O Ahura Mazda, shall we carry the body of a dead man? Where lay it down?" Then said Ahura Mazda, "On the highest places, Spitama Zarathustra," so that most readily corpse-eating dogs or corpse-eating birds shall perceive it. While Tibetan Buddhists had a similar tradition of feeding corpses to vultures, most other cultures which made contact with the Iranians felt spooked by its ominous nature as a ritual. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote, "There are matters concerning the dead which are secretly and obscurely told, how the bodies of dead Persians are not buried before they have been mangled by bird or dog." As Islam entered Iran, Zoroastrians became second-class citizens and soon were outnumbered, becoming the minority religion. This often made their funerary rituals difficult to perform, as the Iranis, harried by Muslims, had sometimes to convey a corpse secretly to the place of exposure, which could be done less conspicuously if the corpse had been laid out in this way and carried at one side of a beast of burden. Evidently, in bad times, Muslim ruffians did attack funeral processions, to the point of forcing Zoroastrians to break two prohibitions: those against carrying a corpse on an animal and at night. And as the former Shah of Iran urbanized the country, civilization got closer to the Towers of Silence, which made the disease-carrying vultures a threat to the people. The Shah illegalized the usage of them in the 1970s, though the structures remain as historical sites. The Zoroastrians of Iran use other methods now, such as burial beneath concrete slabs. In India, however, the Zoroastrians, called the Parsis, who were Iranians who migrated there over 1,000 years ago, continue their traditional practices, with many active dakhmas, one famously near Mumbai.